Hi, my name is Ariane
And my name is Etta.
and welcome to our channel, How We See Things.
And in this video is a continuation from the last one. Then we talked about the root chakra, sacral chakra and the solar plexus. So today we have moved up to the heart chakra. Ooh.
Love is in the air.
Yeah. Well, the good and the bad things. The good things we would like to talk about first, when your heart chakra is in balance and is open.
And when the heart chakra is in balance, you will have this unconditional love and compassion, and you're very forgiving if you are in that balanced state.
Yeah, that is true. But when you are unbalanced, you feel basically, what do I say, worthless?
Worthless, you have a lot of grieving, the how you see yourself can be very in a low, depressive feelings, grieving past hurts, feeling unworthiness, and all of this kind of
Trauma, grief, feelings, unforgiveness. Yeah. And also we want to say, when your heart chakra is in balance and open, you can enjoy the moment much better than you do. Then you're not constantly looking for something to fill you from the outside, because you have it with the inside. You know the old cliche, stop and smell the roses. When your heart chakra in balance, you really understand what that really means, because in each flower that you look at is a whole universe. And you feel more content, you feel, how to explain it?
you will feel more whole in yourself, because usually if it is in balance, sometimes we try to seek our happiness, our love outside to fill up something that is feels empty inside. But in reality, this never works, because the only one who really can feel your own happiness, the wholeness, is when you actually start to go in and love yourself, to enjoy every moment. That will only happen if you're being whole and truthful to yourself. Because if you try to look for things outside of yourself, you're still not bringing it in. It still will be out there, and you will not get the nourishment if you have gone in with it.
Yeah, because my experiences, anyways, if you don't really know yourself, your likes and your dislikes, if you don't really unconditionally love yourself, you'll be constantly out there trying to feel something, trying to find somebody, to find somebody else to fill up the void within your heart. But if the void is filled with with yourself, then you don't need validation from anybody, and you don't need what's the word? Confirmation from anybody else, because you know your own self-worth, you know your likes, your dislikes, you know your limit, you know how high you can soar. So keeping that chakra in balance is very important, and the best way that I have found out, like I mentioned before, is to really get to know yourself. Who am I? What do I like? What do I dislike? What makes me happy? What makes me unhappy? So just because if you don't love yourself, you can't really honestly love others. And then it's more a burden on the other person that they're supposed to feel.
Yeah, but also you're putting a burden on yourself, because you are not putting any worth to yourself. Actually, you're basically saying that you are worthless, and that the only one that really can love you is somebody else. And this is a burden to the other person, but also especially on yourself, because you are not actually being nice to yourself. And this chakra is really the main points that bind the lower chakras, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra. This is the binding point of everything. So all this feeling, emotion that the primal needs will connect to the heart.
Yeah, and you can live more in the moment. You via love and that you really are, because we are made to love. And also when that chakra is in balance, it's your grieving process progress is easier to go through. It's easier to forgive others. It's easier to love unconditionally. It's and it's easier for you to live in the moment.
And it also make it easier to forgive yourself also. And a lot of sadness and traumas and stuff can really do unbalance to the heart, because sometimes it's hard for us to grieve and acknowledge agreement that is a natural part of it, but sometimes they kind of hold to it and it stays in the heart. This is why people say when they have a grieving they feel very heavy on the chest, because this affects the heart chakra. And it makes sometimes the grieving process very hard if you don't allow to grieve and be in that moment, to let it go, to actually let the healing process start. Sometimes we stop our grieving because we
get stuck in it.
Yeah, and sometimes we also feel vulnerable, and then we want to put up a wall.
Yeah.
And sometimes in society, crying and grief are seen as a weakness.
And in actuality, it's your biggest strength.
And one of the most necessary part to get you on your way to move forward again. If you don't go through the grieving period, you will not be able to move forward. Then we will just repeat the same situation. And this is why the heart chakra, if this is an unconditional love, this grieving process will be much easier to start, because you already are in that space within yourself.
Exactly. I totally agree with you there. And also, if you stay in one motion, in grief or in shame or anything else, you can actually put a dark spot in your heart, and it's harder to heal. So our advice to you, if you want to take it, is a go through the processes, go and then let go, and be the light that you really are, and trying to fill your own heart with your own
happiness, your own love, your own compassion. Really show yourself that you are lovable and you are worth everything in the universe. The more you manage to see yourself in that light, the much better your heart center will be, where the light really is.
Yeah, because and then when you fall in love or feel compassionate about something outside yourself, it's more genuine. Actually, it doesn't come from desperation that you try to find something to fill up the void within yourself.
And it's 10 times more richer love if you're coming from that place instead of this desperation, and it becomes a burden. But here is no burden, because you are in that good space within yourself. I experienced and really appreciate myself. And I find that sometimes if I'm with a person who has that, you need to fill me up, I basically...
it comes with an empty cup, you know, fill me up, instead of coming in a relationship with a full cup, and then together you can have a full, beautiful life, and you don't not needing anything from the other person or the friends or anything. Because
and also it makes it something harder, because I see the beautiful light and everything else within, but they are not seeing themselves. It makes sometimes hard to be connected to that person, because you're not allowed to be genuinely connected to the person, because that person is not genuinely connected to
themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the heart chakra for you. And then we like to go up to, but if you have any more questions about the heart chakra, just write a comment below. But now we are gonna go into the throat chakra. Yeah, and that's about speaking your mind, but you need to choose your words wisely.
but also speaking truthfully. This is sometimes when it is an imbalance, you can speak the truth and you can be very wisely, and you can speak up whatever you want to say to another person if you use the right word,
the right way, love.
Because you're speaking with love. But sometimes unbalance here is that you always sometimes tell lies, especially the lies that you tell yourself that you start to believe. Because you're speaking it out, you start believing what you have been speaking. So it's not necessarily that you're lying to other people, but it's also about
lying to yourself.
Yeah. Because we are very good at telling our small lies to ourselves that we all, and we build some this, and then you will really feel the unbalance on the throat chakra, because you're not speaking through love from yourself, and that's when you start speaking in small lies.
Yeah, and then believing, that's the worst of all, when you believe your own lies and you live by lie. And that's actually, I wrote something about the throat chakra that I would like to read for you guys. It is important to acknowledge the power of one's voice. I've heard somewhere that the tongue is more mightier than the sword, because you can kill people with words, so choose your words wisely.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, yeah, the power of one's voice and the impact it may have on others, and the collective consciousness, and your own vibration. That's also very important. Your truth is infinitely governed by the power of love. If there is no love within your words, how can you be speaking from your heart?
And that is a very good question.
Exactly.
So I honestly believe you can, because then it's a bit more empty. It's not as much energy because it's not coming from your source. And this is what I think when we're talking about being yourself. And like you said, and a lot of people also said, truth will set you free. Yeah. And this is basically the truth you tell yourself, the higher your vibration through your words, which will become action because it's vibration, the more you are from the heart and actually telling the world who you are. I think that is the greatest energy that you can put out.
And also I've noticed when people are not really truthful, you can actually get a physical sign from not being really truthful and not speaking your mind and your feelings without hurting somebody else. You can learn to say anything and everything if you just choose your words wisely. But the people that really lie a lot to themselves and don't speak from their heart, they get a sore throat a lot. Have you noticed that?
A lot of, yeah, I have noticed, actually I experienced myself when I actually had,
I didn't want to say that, but yes,
I have. I have also done this sometimes when I was really in a very dark place in my life. Then I started to really tell these small little lies to get on without not acknowledge what I was doing. And I remember I got more breathing problems, sore in my throat, because I was not actually expressing generally me, but I was trying to put on the front what wasn't really me. And that's when the problem started with the throat. Actually it was not a good feeling, and it took me a little while to put two and two together. I was not really expressing the truth of myself. I was putting up what I believed what other people wanted to see, what I believed the universe wanted to see, and not what I was and believed. I now have acknowledged who I am, because I put more up front what I really wanted and what I thought the universe wanted, and that did not go that well, I can promise you that. So
yeah, but that was the same thing with me, but that was about the time, a long time ago, when I really don't know anything about chakra. And then I met this wonderful person, and she noticed I had a sore throat all the time. And at this time I was in one of my relationships. I wasn't really speaking my mind. I wasn't really saying what I felt and needed. So I was just in a robot mode or in autopilot. And then she told me that is because I'm not speaking, that the reason I was always sick, always sore throat, is because I wasn't speaking from my heart. I wasn't saying what I really needed. So when I went into that and really thought and started speaking my truth, did it really wrong in the beginning. But I learned really fast. I haven't gotten a throat in so many years, I can't even count it. Not that I'm that old, but
I can't even remember the last time I had a sore throat either. And
so truth will set you free.
So please do generally express yourself. The truth of yourself.
And speak from love. Speak with love. And I have said this for many years. You can say anything to anybody so long as you choose your words wisely. And you don't have to hurt people and walk over them and everything else. You guys know what I'm talking about. But then we are going to move away from the throat chakra and up to your third eye. Woo! When your third eye is open, it's a heightening awareness, and it shadows illusions and makes you more clear. Clarity.
You will see much more clear, and things become clear to you. It makes it easier for you to also go the way you in the flow, because you do see more clear what is going around you and what's going inside of you.
Yeah, it's a gateway to a deeper insight, basically.
Yeah, and it shatters this illusion, the biggest illusion that we have in this world, that we are not connected, because we are all connected. But this is one of our biggest illusions, and this really, when you go depth in this, you will really see that it is an illusion that we are not connected. So the third eye is also the awareness around you as much as it's within you, because this is connected.
Yeah, and what's going on around the world, but I also want to tell you guys something. This can also be if you feel your third eye and your third eye is open, and if you listen to it, it can keep you out of trouble. One day I did not do that. I was on my way to work, and I wanted to take a shortcut. Then I knew I was not supposed to be driving there, but I was going, I take the chance. And my third eye was just going, no. It was just pulsating. Yeah. But I didn't listen. I went down there and got the biggest ticket of my life. I can tell you that. And and after that, every time I feel a throb, I do not turn, or I do not go. I just keep on going. So listen to your third eye, and it also helps you when your third eye is open and working functionally. It helps you see the illusions of the world, what the media is feeding you, your friends, your family, the outside world, basically.
And also your own illusion.
Yes, that's very important.
Because we have a lot of illusion about ourselves when we grow and live in this world. We put an illusion how we see ourselves, how we really are, and sometimes our wishes. So this is really a big chakra, because it involves so much an insight.
And if you feel like your third eye is not open, that means that the pineal gland is most likely calcified, and it's a lot of good advice on the net how to decalcify your third eye. And the first thing you can start with though is not to use toothpaste with fluoride in it.
Or get any fluoride in it.
Yeah, that's a really big calcification of your third eye. And when that's calcified, you are just in autopilot. You are a mindless sheep. Don't say it, don't do it. You accept more what the government or other people are doing to you, because you are just, on an autopilot.
Yeah. But also, what you can also do is that this is reacting very good on light. Sunshine, the third eye. This is the light source that sees and sometimes needs light. And why you should not sleep with lights, because it needs rest at the night time. This is when people have lights around. This is not good for the third eye. TV, this kind of action. But it's good to get a lot of sunshine, natural light during the day for your third eye, because if it's the light, the eyes need, if it doesn't get any light, we can actually go blind. And the same with the third eye. So that is also one way to really also, while you're cutting the fluoride, is also get much needed light to the third eye as well.
Yeah, exactly. So we want to move up to the crown chakra.
Mm.
And crown chakra can actually, when that is good and open, can be very grounding.
Assessing your values and your sensitivity, but it's also grounding because you get the infinite knowledge, which is the cosmic knowledge that is bound to this earth. So that's why you can feel very connected. That's why you within yourself, you within the earth, within everything.
And also, when your crown chakra is open, you feel more connected to the cosmos. You feel connected to your helpers, your angels, or whatever is following you. You feel more in balance.
You're more in line with yourself, in line with everything, and you're more into the flow with yourself and the cosmic. And this is really where the flow goes down to your heart, to your light. And this is what connects all of the chakra. Is the heart from the higher to the lower crown. And it starts actually with the light coming from the crown chakra, which is the really the value of the cosmos.
Yeah. And I've also noticed when on people, especially psychic people, especially people that talk to their higher self and talk to their cosmic family, or the helpers, their angels, the
higher self.
Yeah.
What do you want to call it?
Yeah. The crown chakra is very open, is absolutely beautiful, and to be around these people. And it's beautiful to see also, because I have noticed these people are more put together if you put it their whole.
Yeah, because they're more in balance.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the chakra has been put into balance, so this can open up much more freely. That the crown chakra is more open, because you're more whole to who you are, and you know who you are, and you love yourself and all the values. So when this is open, you are so connected to your spirit family, your higher self, your angels, your cosmic family, the partners around you, who is a lot of people come into you that you also feel very easily connected, because we are in this awareness. And actually not just awareness, you are the awareness.
Yeah.
You are more than just being observant. You are. I feel there's a lot of difference.
Yeah, I thought also, and you feel just more, none of us are perfect. We all think we have flaws. We all think we are perfect here and unperfect there. But when your crown chakra is open, wide open, you feel more, you accept everything about yourself. What you think, and you have to also have to remember what you think is flaw, and other people might see as a value.
Yes.
So, but if this is open, if your crown chakra is open, you feel just more acceptance of yourself. You feel more whole. You're happier and healthier. And more connected. Who doesn't want to be more connected? I know I want to.
And also found them are more flexible also to every change and everything, because they have accepted, because they do not fight themselves. So they are more accepted. So if you will call what you feel like is a flaw, they accept it, but they still are more changing and flexible. So they actually do it more naturally, what they don't want in themselves, because they're more accepting, and that make you more flexible.
Yeah, but
I found, at least, because the more I accept it, the more easy for me to navigate. I'm not so rigid.
Yeah, and also talk about flaws. When your crown chakra is
flaws.
When your crown chakra is nice and open, and you have accepted 100% who you are and what you are, all of you, and to be totally honest with you, You can when I was going through opening up my chakras and connecting to them and cleaning and just to get to know them, and when I come to my third chakra, all of a sudden I got my no, sorry, my crown chakra. I noticed that all of a sudden I got these people that came up to me and said, you know what, I don't like this when you like this. I don't like that. And the good thing is before I had started all this work, I would have taken it really personal and beat myself up and everything. But then I was thinking, you know, and I actually answered these people, you know, that's great that you're telling me that, and then it's good to know that you like this and don't like this in me. But you know what you see is flaw, I like them. That makes hold of me. So you have a choice. You want to be around me or not, you know. But I am not changing it because what you see as flaw is I don't see as a flaw.
Yeah.
You know, it actually was one of my greatest strengths. People, I think a lot of it was, I don't know, jealousy.
Well, it can be jealousy, or there can be something that's hit them, or maybe you, because you were so in that open space that it affected because they wanted to be, and you just did not feel ready, and they put up a wall. I have found a lot of people,
and attacked you.
Yeah, because they feel threatened, so they went to the survival mode, either flee or attack, and they went to the attack mode. So this can be really telling you that they are so unbalanced in themselves, so they felt threatened. So what you do in survival mode, you do either flight or you fight, and they obviously went with the punch. So
yeah, but basically, when you, what I'm trying to say here is, when your crown chakra is open and you have totally accepted everything of you, and even I went into some of my flaws. You know what? Maybe it's not a flaw. Maybe this is one of my greatest strengths. But I really I like and dislike it, but I'm not ready to let go of this aspect of my personality because I have.
And I also have feeling it's like, even though sometimes you can feel certain things with you can be a flaw, but also if you use it in the right way, it can actually be a strength also. It all depends how you use everything.
Exactly. I found out how to use it.
Yeah, it's the same with when you speak. You can say everything if you use your word wisely. Is this the same thing? If you have flaw, you can still use it in the right way, which is one of you can be a very, very strengthful. And what I think also what you did, also what I think is amazing, is that you accepted what they were telling, but you were also accepting them. You were not saying, oh, you guys are wrong, or fight them. You actually accepted them also. You accepted you, and you also accepted them at the same time, which I think a lot of people struggling, if people are saying something negative and personally attacking you, you usually defend yourself instead of, oh, accept. Because you did see, actually, this is not thing about me, this is more about them, but I accept you for telling me this, and thank you for telling me this. So you were accepting their...
Yeah, and I did, and I also at the same time accepted myself.
Yeah, that you also said, but this is what I like, and but there was no confrontation to say they were wrong or anything. You just accepted the situation as it was.
Exactly.
And I think that is a very healthy thing to look at, to accept the moment and people in the moment, and not making any association judgment on that moment alone. You just accepted the situation for what it was.
Yeah, because also because sometimes what they were saying, they thought that was a flaw in me, that I actually thought that was my biggest strength. So I told them, just like I said, basically, well, I like this flaw in me, but thank you for telling me. But if that bothers you, you have a choice to be here or leave, you know. Yeah. But I'm not. I didn't judge them for it. No, we all go through our own things.
Yeah, and that was, I think, is when you are the crown chakra is open, you do not make this judgmental call or anything, because you accept the moment for what it is. Exactly. You're not saying that, oh, this person is going to be like this forever. because a lot of times we...
Well, if you do that, then you haven't given them a chance to grow. So how do you expect anybody else giving you a chance to grow?
Yeah, and that's what I think a lot of people has this open mind and open this chakra is more accepting of the moment instead of being worried about judging right and wrong or being this and that and put things in boxes and everything.
So basically, it's good to have your crown chakra open. It really fulfills you. It really makes you whole, and it helps. It helps in your life. It helps with the connection and contact with others. So this was the last video about the chakras. And
but if you have any question or if you're wondering something more, you can always write us a comment and we can go in more depth into it, maybe try to explain in another way, or so please do comment if there's anything more you want to know. It's a different topic, but if you really, yeah, please do.
So if you want to communicate, use your throat chakra. But if you want to follow us, then please hit the subscribe button and the little bell below it. Then you will get notification each time we put out a new video. And we are doing that once a week. So in the meantime,
please also hit the like button if you like this content. And if you didn't, please also put it there because we learn from everything.
Yeah, so but in the meantime, don't forget that you are amazing just because you are you.
And always shine bright.
Yeah. So we see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.